After action flows without a doer. After life responds before thought, something even more fundamental begins to loosen. Time, not clock time, not schedules or dates, but psychological time, the past that lives inside you. This is where the path becomes almost invisible. What the past really is, the past is not memory. Memory is neutral. The past is memory with identity attached. It is the voice that says, "This happened to me. This defines who I am. This explains why I feel this way." Joel pointed out that suffering does not come from events. It comes from carrying events forward. How the past maintains the self is self needs time to survive. It needs a story, a history, a continuity. Without the past, the self has no reference point. And without a reference point, it cannot say, "I am this." So the past is constantly consulted. Not consciously, habitually. The subtle shift that begins one day, something changes. You remember events, but they no longer feel personal. They arise like images, like scenes from a distant movie. No emotional charge, no commentary, just information. This is not suppression. This is integration without ownership. Real life, the memory that lost its power. A woman recalled something painful from years ago. The image appeared clearly, but something was missing. No tightening in the body, no emotional wave. She realized the memory was intact, but the me it belonged to was gone. Joel taught that healing is not forgetting, it is remembering without identity. Why forgiveness becomes unnecessary, forgiveness belongs to time. It assumes something happened. I was hurt. I must release this. But when the past dissolves, there is nothing left to forgive. Not because harm was justified, but because identity was never damaged. What remains is clarity, not resentment. The future collapses with the past. As the past loosens, the future collapses too. Worry fades. Planning becomes functional, not emotional. You prepare, but you do not project yourself forward. Joel said anxiety is borrowed suffering from a future that does not exist. When the past is gone, the future loses its grip. Life without psychological time, life becomes strangely immediate. Each moment completes itself. You don't carry conversations forward. You don't rehearse what should have happened. You don't replay interactions at night. Sleep deepens. The mind rests. Not because you tried, but because there is nothing left to process. Real life. Evenings without mental noise. A man noticed something unexpected. His evenings were quiet, not dull, not numb. Just complete. The day ended, fully. Nothing followed him into the night. This is time without residue. Responsibility without burden. Living without the past does not make you careless. You still learn, still adapt, still remember facts. But learning no longer becomes identity. Mistakes inform, they do not define. Joel emphasized that wisdom does not accumulate as memory, it expresses freshly. Relationships without history. This is where freedom becomes visible. You meet people without yesterday. Not naively, not forgetfully, but without psychological baggage. Old roles dissolve. People surprise you again. Love becomes possible where history once blocked it. Real life. Seeing someone new again. A woman looked at someone she had known for decades, and for a moment she saw them without memory, not as a concept. Not as a role, as presence. That moment changed everything. The final fear, will I lose myself? The mind resists here strongly. If I don't remember who I am, who will I be? But what dissolves is not intelligence. It is identity tied to time. What remains is awareness, fresh, responsive, alive. You do not lose yourself. You lose the fiction of continuity. What life feels like now, life feels light. Not happy light, not euphoric, clear. Moments rise and fall. Nothing accumulates. You stop living from time and start living in presence. A simple pointer, important. Today, notice this gently. When a memory arises, does it need to say me? If not, let it pass. No resistance. No analysis. Just notice the space that remains. That space is freedom. If this teaching revealed something subtle and freeing, like this video so others can find it. Subscribe for teachings that go beyond identity, time, and effort. And comment below. The past has no hold.